Good evening, everyone. My name is Belinda Nguyen. I am a data scientist. I'll be presenting my project. It was never a phase, it's a lifestyle. So a little bit about my project. As Lisa said, the purpose of the project is to generate lyrics based off of one of the 15 bands or artists the model was trained on. A little bit about the data set. The data set is from Kaggle. It has 5 columns in total, but we'll be focusing only on 2, which are the artist names and the lyrics. Okay, so a little bit about the model. Lisa said LSTM. LSTM stands for Long Short-Term Memory Model. It's essentially a neural network with some sequence memory in it. So my model is somewhat unique. It takes 2 different inputs, which are the lyrics of a song and then the artist who wrote the song. The model takes in these 2 inputs, and each of the inputs go through their own separate hidden layers. Then they are merged, and then they go through 2 more dense layers and 1 output, which is the probabilities of what word is going to be next is outputted. So if you wanted to learn a little bit more about my model, you can find out more in my appendix section. So after I created the model, and I trained it, I created a function, and the function takes in 3 inputs. The 3 inputs are the prompt. Those are the lyrics, whether you wrote them originally or it's from another song, an artist, one of the 15 artists, and then the number of words you want the model to predict and the length of your prompt. Okay. So I was able to measure the accuracy just by looking at, like, does this make sense? And you'll see in a little bit if the lyrics make sense, and you can be the judge for yourself. But I really wanted to measure whether or not it captured the artist and how they write normally. So to do that, I measured I used TextBlob's sentiment analysis and looked at the polarity number. The polarity measures how positive or negative a message is. So if the polarity is negative, then the message is negative. If it's positive, the message is positive. And of course, if it's 0, then the message is neutral. Okay, so here onto our results. I inputted the lyrics, "There's a place off Ocean Avenue," from the song Ocean Avenue. And I asked my model, hey, please write this in the style of My Chemical Romance. I'll give you a couple of seconds to read through these lyrics, see if they make sense to you, and then I'll go on to talk about the results. Okay, so the lyrics are, the predicted polarity of the lyrics is negative 0.15. That means that it's somewhat negative, kind of neutral, but a little bit on the negative side. And then the true polarity of one of their popular songs, specifically Teenagers by My Chemical Romance, had a polarity of negative 0.26. So sorry, that's my dog. So you can tell that the polarity or my model is able to capture that negative sentiment that is attached to My Chemical Romance. Next, I asked my model, hey, write it in the style of Yellowcard, because that's the original band. I'll give you a couple more seconds to read that. The predicted polarity of this lyrics is 0.7, so really, really positive. But the true polarity of the song Ocean Avenue had a polarity of 0.2. So it's still positive, but not as positive as the model thought it would be. All right, what are my next steps? As you could kind of tell, the lyrics were fun to read, but they didn't make much grammatical sense. So I do want to refine that model to make it a little bit more coherent. Maybe someone would actually sing it. So definitely to refine the model. And then my second step would be to add in more artists and different styles and to train the model on more songs. Alrighty, so on to our live demonstration. If I can get one volunteer to unmute themselves to share their lyrics and maybe choose an artist for the demo, that would be great.
How about, ow, I stubbed my pinky toe?
Okay, what artist would you like?
Can I see the list?
Yes, of course, let me,
Paramore.
Paramore. I do love Hayley Williams. I'm gonna put 15. So in the style of Paramore, just imagine I'm Haley Williams. Ow, I stubbed my pinky toe, needed Americana, owning health places, confetti, '04, sprayed, rearranged, turned, drop, choice, glimpse, intent. Yep, that's definitely, whenever Paramore comes off hiatus, I'll send that to them. I don't know if they'll include it. Anyway, thank you for sticking around for my presentation, even though I'm technically first. If you have any questions, feel free to come off mute and ask them. And then of course, here's my contact information.